Hello and welcome into this edition of the Wildcat Weekly Coaches Report, here with head football coach Joseph Smith, here right after winning the conference championship in the Northwest Conference. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
So that is now 42 for the Linfield Wildcats in program history. That's now your 10th as a head coach. Your thoughts on a conference championship here this season?
Certainly our goal every year is to, be the best team we can be and peak at the end of the season and make a strong playoff run. But to accomplish those, you have to be the conference champion and to assure yourself a chance in the playoffs. So I'm very pleased with that. I mean, our team has worked hard this year to get where we are. We certainly stumbled early and had some injuries that really sort of, took a shot on us. And I'm very proud of the guys for getting better each week and getting to the point where we got to be a pretty doggone good team. And we're still getting better. We're not there yet, but it's a good accomplishment, and we're certainly proud of that, but yet obviously looking to the future.
Well, I want to take a look at that game last week going up against Whitworth, number 1 versus number 2 in the conference, and Linfield wins in overtime 38-31. This game was everything it was touted to be, and then some. Fantastic game all the way through. I want to take a little bit more of a look at the defense too. I know the scoreline maybe doesn't show it, but they were huge there in the fourth quarter and overtime in particular. They didn't even allow Whitworth to get over midfield throughout that part of the game. When you look at their performance, what do you think of your defense?
I thought the game was almost a tale of three parts, and early on our offense really had our way with Whitworth, and we should have put the game away. I really feel like it was probably a 35-point first half that we only ended up having 21, and then our defense had a few letdowns and a few things that happened to us there that gave them some life, gave them some points. And so going into halftime, I felt like our defense, played well, but gave up some big chunk plays. And then in the second half, they were able to really lock in and take away most of what Whitworth wanted to do. And so the entire particularly after the first drive, Whitworth came out, had a good first drive the second half, and then our defense locked in, and they were amazing. I thought they played fantastic the entire third quarter, and then the entire fourth quarter when they gave us chance after chance to win it, and I'm really proud of what they did.
It was so fantastic to see too, because like you said, Whitworth had 3 different chances in the last 6 minutes of the game to try to take the win in the ball game. And now when you look over at the offensive side of the ball, automatic MVP in my eyes was Artie Johnson. He had such a good game, goes just short of 100 yards rushing, 11 catches out of the backfield for 56 yards and 2 scores. We've seen you guys use him more and more in recent weeks and use him in a bunch of different ways. What do you think of your running performance in that game, particularly Artie's performance?
Well, anytime he goes well, the offensive line's doing their job, and so the ability to run the football is something we have to keep getting better at, and we are at times, So I thought Artie played very well. He went north and south, made good decisions, took care of the football, and ran physically, and obviously his play was a huge factor in why we won.
Yeah, you guys like to run that little pitch play there, that little draw play out of the backfield. That worked really well for large stretches of the game. Zach Jacobs comes back into the starting lineup there at the guard position for a little bit, then back to center in the second half. When you look now at the receiver position, a big loss, no Tyler Torgerson. He was unavailable, but Jacob Kalo really stepped up his game. 7 catches, 100 yards. 3 of those were really clutch in the fourth quarter and overtime combined. When you look at his performance to go along with all 3 of the other wide receivers, did a great job in that game. Your thoughts on your receivers really stepping up in the absence of Tyler Torgerson?
Yeah, losing Tyler's a big shot, for that game, and in terms of just physical energy, he doesn't give us a guy to spell everybody. So we're going into a 3-man rotation rather than a 4-man rotation. So that certainly played a factor, but. And then just not having Torg's experience out there, he's such a great player for us, and it's awesome having him on the sideline. He was able to coach a little bit and give us some help that way. But I thought you're 100% right with Kalo. He's been a warrior this year for us. He's been playing hurt, and so he's not able to practice a whole lot of the week, and then just is able to go out there and suck it up and play hard. And the play that Wyatt scrambled out of the pocket and was able to find Kalo kind of deep, and that was a giant play for us that ultimately we ended up tying the game off of that. And I couldn't say enough good things about Mr. Kalo. He's blocking great. He catches everything we throw at him, and he's a big reason why we're being successful.
Well, that's fantastic. And then now looking ahead to this week, the Hall of Fame game here at the Cat Dome, the last regular season home game for the Wildcats. They'll take on a George Fox team that's coming in pretty hot. They've won their last 3 games. In November, they've scored over 50 points on offense, blowing out Willamette and Lewis and Clark. When you take a look at that matchup, a cross-county rival, what are your thoughts on that game? Linfield still has a lot to play for, even though they've clinched that conference berth. There's a lot of bragging rights on the line. So your thoughts on this matchup going up against George Fox?
I think you're, again, right on George Fox's development. They're certainly a very dangerous team right now. I think their offense has gotten better and better as the season has gone on, and their defense is quite formidable. So they're a good test, good solid team in terms of what they're trying to do, and we're going to have our hands full.
So this weekend, George Fox comes to town. Kickoff will be at 1 o'clock. We'll have the coverage for you on the Linfield Sports Network. We'll be honoring the newest inductees into the Linfield Hall of Fame. But, Coach, best of luck this weekend, and thank you very much.
Thank you.